salvation, what every Catholic should know. Sometimes it seems today that if you listen to certain people talking, it sounds like either you don't need to be saved or everybody's saved, so why should we worry about it anymore?
Right. Well, really, salvation is really at the heart of the gospel. You know, every Sunday when we go to Mass, we say that the entire reason Jesus came down from heaven was for us men and for our salvation. But what's remarkable to me is how rarely we Catholics talk about salvation. I mean, if you were to go right out of Mass, right after you just said that the entire reason Jesus was born was for our salvation, right? Why did he die on Good Friday? Our salvation. Why did he rise on Easter Sunday? Our salvation. If you were to go right out of Mass into the parish hall for the 8th sacrament of coffee and donuts, right, and there you found somebody in the hall talking about how he's been saved, how Jesus is his Savior, I think most Catholics would wonder, is this guy a Catholic or is he just a non-Catholic who's visiting our parish this weekend? Because Catholics never talk about salvation.
And that's not the way they talk about it, even if they did, probably.
Right. In fact, I have a dear friend. I told him I was writing this book on salvation. He's a Catholic. Told him I was writing this book on salvation. He said, why don't you just call it How to Get to Heaven? And I said, and that's the problem, right? When we talk about getting to heaven, we're thinking of salvation purely in futuristic terms. And that's not the way the New Testament describes salvation. It very much impinges on the here and now. And so I think when we talk about salvation in terms of just getting to heaven, we're missing out on some key aspects of the doctrine. And I'll tell you what, this is not just theological trivia. If you get these things wrong, it has major implications for your spiritual life.
Right. I know Brant Pitre wrote the foreword in the beginning of the book. He talks about the fact that in his own Catholic life, and maybe this has been your experience as well, you don't hear a lot of homilies about salvation, but he was at the time married to a Southern Baptist. He'd go to services with her. Almost every sermon was about salvation. Right.
It's really amazing. And you hear people say, well, there are many who are leaving the church today because they want to go to churches where they're just going to get entertained. And a lot of Catholics will talk about non-Catholic Christians in that sort of dismissive way, as if there's no real there. But no, the reason why many people are going to these churches is because they know they need to be saved. They know that they're struggling with sin. And frankly, a lot of times in our churches, as Catholics, we're not talking about salvation. We're talking about lots of other issues in society and the world. And it seems like we're missing out on really what the heart of the gospel is.